Station. This is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston, this is Station. Yes, we are ready for the event.
Houston ACR, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call Station for a voice check.
Station, this is Houston ACR. How do you hear me?
We hear you loud and clear. How do you hear us?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this incredible day where we will connect from the ground here in Brownsville, Texas, to the International Space Station orbiting our planet. Today's program serves as a major milestone for the programming at the Brownsville Science Center, with a focus on empowering youth and adults through the potential of science. We hope to nurture and support a passion for STEAM-based education in our community. The questions of these young minds are before us, so let's get to them. Next up is the first question.
Hi, my name is Jenna, and I'm from Hannah Early College High School. My question is, have you always had a special interest in working with space?
It's a great question. Yes, I speak for me, but probably Shane as well. We've always had a special interest in space, and then we try to follow a career path that was going to lead us eventually to the International Space Station, shooting for the stars. But yeah, I've always loved everything related to rockets, satellites, orbits, planets as a kid, and up until today.
Hi, I'm Brianna, and I'm from Hannah Early College High School. My question is, if it were up to you, what would be your ideal mission into space?
The ideal mission for me would be to get to orbit, low Earth orbit like we are now, and to have amazing crew members and get to do some really fantastic work that benefits all of society and humanity back home. And I've gotten to do that a couple times, so I've been very blessed. And I've gotten to fly with Thomas twice. And we've become really close friends, and it just makes it that much more special when you're doing these kind of things with close friends.
Hi, my name is Mugali, and I attend Hannah Early College High School. And my question is, since there is no gravity in space like there is on Earth, in what aspect is it different?
And so life here is very different. And gravity still exists as a force, but we don't feel the effects of weight. And you see us, we can float around. We can do pretty much everything we want. It's actually a lot of fun. It's a ton of fun. But you also have to relearn to do things like, eating, showering. All those things are more difficult to do in space, but they're also more fun. So you get used to them, and then it becomes second nature. And on the other hand, when you come back to Earth, then you have to relearn how to live your life on the planet. But it's a ton of fun.
Hello, my name is Armando, and I go to Lopez Early College High School. My question for you is, how does space affect your concept of time?
Thanks, Armando. Yeah, we're on a different time zone up here than you are where you are in Brownsville. We're on Greenwich Mean Time, so I think it's 5 hours ahead of your time zone right now. And so that's how we run our days. We get up about 6 a.m. every morning, and we go to bed about 10 p.m. We're working from about 7:30 to 7:30 every day, about a 12-hour workday. And then the times in between that, we're just getting ready either to go to bed or we've just woken up and getting ready for the day. We do have some windows out here so we can look outside, and that kind of helps our sense of time a bit. If it's daylight and it's day when you look outside, that helps. But we go around the Earth so quickly that it's day only 45 minutes, and then it's night every 45 minutes. So it kind of messes with your mind at first.
Hi, my name is Emmanuel, and I attend from Pace Early College High School. My question is, what was your first impression or first thought as you view from space?
That's a good question, and I remember the first mission I launched during the night, so you couldn't see anything. You're under the fairing on the Soyuz rocket, so it's all black, and then you ascend into space, very dynamic, and then suddenly fairing goes off, still black because it's night, and then you stretch your neck and you see the sunrise on the horizon as you rotate around the Earth and you get to the sunny side. And I remember it was amazing. I felt that's really high. That's what I felt really when I saw the view, and then you get used to it. it as you see it every day from station. We have big windows here. Earth looks very fragile, very small. It looks infinite and big from the ground, but from up here, it looks very tiny. You want to protect it. But my first impression was really, oh, that's really high, highest than I've ever been.
Hi, my name is Vanessa and I attend Pace Early College High School. My question is, how do you feel about the transition of gravity between space and on Earth? Physically, mentally, was it hard to readjust?
So Toma and I have both flown before, so coming back to Earth, we probably have a few things that are similar, but everybody's a little bit different in how your body adjusts. For me, I was kind of dizzy for a day or two, where my sense of balance in my inner ear was trying to figure out where it was because it had been floating around for 6 months. So that's one transition you do. I think both of us when we got back were strong. We work out and exercise up here about 2 hours a day. So we didn't have any physical limitations there. So we were walking and everything when we got home. Just a little bit dizzy and a little wobbly just due to the lack of balance, I guess, is the biggest thing. But we recovered pretty quickly. I know I did, and Tama was probably quicker than me to get back to normal within a week or so.
Hi, my name is Ivan, and I attend Veterans Memorial Early College High School. My question is, what are some things you need to prepare for a mission, and how long does it take to train?
It takes, it varies sometimes. First mission, it takes longer because you have to learn everything. On the second mission, you get to fast track some of the things, which is good. We're happy about it. They test how much you remember from the first time. And if you remember some stuff, then you get waivers and you can train. For this mission, it took us 1 year, a little bit less than 1 year, a little bit less for Shane, a little bit more for me. But let's say 1 year. First mission was a bit longer. And some of the things you have to prepare for is obviously all the scientific program, the experiments that we're doing, learning how to fix the space station. We have to do everything on our own with a lot of help from the ground and control center, learning how to do spacewalks and things like this. It takes a lot of time and a lot of years to be ready for your first mission.
Hello, my name is Mariana. I'm from Veterans Memorial Early College High School. My question is, what methods do you use to keep your muscle mass and to work out in zero gravity?
Yeah, I think our favorite thing, or Tama and I, one of our favorite things up here is working out every day. And we have a machine that's called ARAD, Advanced Resistive Exercise Device. And just think of it like all the things in your gym kind of roll into one machine. So we can do bench press or squats or shoulder press or bicep curls or even ab work you can do on that machine. And it's a great machine. We get on that for about an hour every day to maintain our muscle mass and our bone density as well. And then we have 2 cardio machines. We have a treadmill and we have a stationary bike, which isn't so stationary. It floats around and it moves around. But those are 2 pieces of equipment that we have, and we get on one of those usually about an hour a day as well to keep our cardio up, which in turn keeps our muscle mass and muscle tone and bone density where it should be.
Hello, my name is Lisette. I'm from Rivera Early College High School. My question is, how was your first experience in space, and how do you feel?
Also, the first experience in space, I remember, like I said before, during the ascent, it was very spectacular. But I think when I entered the space station, I think a part of me didn't really believe that I was in space because, when I was a kid, it was my dream, and then suddenly I couldn't believe it. So I think I had some kind of a safety mechanism protecting me in my head. But when I got to the space station, I got in, and finally I realized I'm in space for real, and it just hit me at that point in time. And Shane was there to welcome me inside the space station. I remember it's such an amazing moment, looking out the window, trying to orient yourself. It's huge, it's vast, the space station, so many modules. It's like a maze initially, but it felt unreal. I had a big smile on my face the whole time, and we had a good time.
Hello, my name is Ruben, and I attend Rivera Early College High School. And my question is, what is one of the biggest breakthroughs you were able to achieve while in the space station?
Well, we individually don't do a whole lot. We have a huge team that help us out on the ground, and that's from all over the world. So there's mission control centers and payload control centers around the world that are really driving the science and research that we're doing. We get to participate in those things, which is amazing. But there's a lot of medical breakthroughs, of course. There's a lot of even hardware breakthroughs. There's a lot of future exploration breakthroughs that we're going through and helping out with, and it's really fun to be part of that. But the real heroes of this whole thing are the scientists and researchers from around the world working with our payload center, mainly out of Huntsville, Alabama, at the NASA Center there at Marshall, but also through the other control centers.
Hello, my name is Armando. I attend Lopez Early College High School. My question to you is, what college courses do you need to become an astronaut?
It's a great question. There's several different ways. There's many different ways that you can become an astronaut. There's a lot of military type backgrounds. There's engineers. There's scientists. There's medical doctors, and hopefully even more diversity in the years to come. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I studied engineering mostly, physics, aerospace, and I've tried to specialize in aerospace because that's what I liked. And after that, I became a pilot. So this kind of dual background, a lot of us have it, and I think it's valuable. But like I said, there's many different ways, different paths to becoming an astronaut. Mostly it's going to be science, engineering, math related. But we have biologists and we have other types of careers as well.
Hi, my name is Brianna, and I'm from Hannah Early College High School. My question is, how does it physically feel the moment you arrive back on Earth?
Yeah, it's a weird sensation for your body, especially, in our last flight, Tama and I flew on the Russian vehicle, the Soyuz, and we undocked from the space station, and about 3 hours later, we were back on Earth. So that's a really quick transition for what your body has gone through from microgravity, going through all the forces of reentry, and then landing on the planet. It was a pretty special time. But so your body is a little bit whacked out. I was smiling. I was very happy to be back on planet Earth, even though we were halfway around the world from Texas, where I was coming back to. But it was still a great feeling. Some people don't feel so great. I felt pretty good, at least the first couple hours, and then I kind of took a downturn a little bit, and my body just kind of went back and forth for the next 12 or 14 hours as it kind of adjusted to gravity, and gravity at that time was not my friend.
Hi, my name is Mugali, and I attend Hannah Early College High School. And my question is, in the space station, do they make the oxygen to nitrogen ratio the same, or is it different than here on Earth?
It's a great question. I'd say that it's mostly the same. It's mostly 21-ish% oxygen, and the rest is nitrogen, just like on Earth. But obviously, it depends. We're producing CO2 as we breathe. We're trying to scrub it out of the atmosphere, but there's still a little bit more than on Earth. And also, oxygen varies because sometimes instead of bringing nitrogen up to the space station, we only bring oxygen, and the nitrogen just stays. We use the oxygen for our breathing, and then we replace it. So we have oxygen tanks. So when we open an oxygen tank to refill oxygen in the space station, it goes a little bit higher, and then it's going to go a little bit less than 21%. So the long and short of it is it varies, but it's mostly the same. The conditions as far as temperature, air, and all those things are just as close as possible as we can make them as what's on Earth.
Hi, my name is Jenna, and I'm from Hannah Early College High School. My question is, with being up in space, does that affect your ability to view the natural disasters happening around the world?
Well, it depends on what they are. Like if there's a big hurricane out there, we can see that from above, and we're actually asked to take pictures of those things to send to people like the Weather Channel so people can really see maybe the trends and where they're going to go, so they can help protect people and warn people further in advance. So that's good. If there's sometimes floods and things, we can see after the after effects of that with just taking pictures and photography of a certain area. You can tell that there was a flood or not. But I think that's about it. I don't know of any other natural disasters that we could see from up here. Although not a natural disaster, but thunderstorms are happening all the time around the planet, and we get to view those quite often, and they're pretty spectacular from above. Tomas taken some great pictures of them from above the other day, so those are pretty neat.
Hello, my name is Mariana, and I'm from Veterans Memorial Early College High School. My question is, if all planets were capable of hosting life, which planet would you move to and why?
That's a great question. I think we don't know that many planets capable of holding life as we know it, and that's why we want to go to Mars, because we think it's one of the good candidates to have had life as we know it, and maybe again in the future, who knows. But I think if I could really pick, let's limit ourselves to the solar system. I'd pick Saturn, I think, because it has rings, and I think it's really cool, and it looks really neat and very spacey. And we don't have rings on Earth, so I would pick Saturn, I think. That's not NASA's official opinion. It's just mine.
High school. My question is, what is the most difficult part of training?
Thomas kind of touched on training earlier. The most difficult part for me, at least on my last flight, was the Russian language, because we all have to be speaking Russian because we were flying in a Russian spacecraft. So that was challenging, and we were sitting in a lot of technical classes about the spacecraft in Russian. So it took me a little while to get there, but towards the end of that training flow, I felt very comfortable. I flew with 2 Russian crewmates, so I had to be colloquial speaking in Russian as well. So that wasn't so bad. The hardest part, I think, also is maybe the travel, the training. When we train around the world, we're traveling quite a bit, so just missing my family and friends when we're gone was one of the hardest things to do in our training.
Hi, my name is Emmanuel. I attend Pace Early College High School. My question is, what activities are available for entertainment?
That's a good question. We work a lot. Like Shane said before, there's not that much time. We go to bed early because we get up early and we work a lot. But there's still some stuff you can do. I brought up my basketball. You can't really play sports up here, but you can pretend, or you can, just play around. We do a lot of reading. We watch movies. We have movies up here on the space station, and mostly some people write their journals. Some people, have special projects. But mostly Shane and I, we've been taking a lot of pictures right now. There's a lot of great passes over the Earth, over the US or Europe, so we each have our own targets, and we take the cameras. We're trying to take nice pictures of the Earth. It has become kind of a hobby for both of us, so that's what we do on the Sundays when we're not working, but the rest of the week we're almost working all the time, so there's not that many opportunities, unfortunately. We'll have fun when we're back on Earth.
Hi, my name is Lisette. I'm from Rivera Early College High School. My question is, what has been the most complicated issue on a mission?
Well, our mission has only been going, about a little over 2 weeks now, so we haven't really been up here to have too many things go wrong. I think once we launched a couple of weeks ago, we had a kind of an issue as we were getting ready to go to sleep the first night in the Dragon spacecraft. We were alerted that we were coming close to an object that might hit us, so they told us quickly to get in our spacesuits and get protected and get in our seats and strapped in. So we did that with about a minute to spare, and then the event ended up not even happening or not being real. But it was a good exercise for us. So at this point, that was probably the biggest thing we had to deal with.
Students, thank you for your amazing questions. Thank you to the astronauts, and thank you to everyone at NASA. On behalf of the Children's Museum of Brownsville, the Brownsville Independent School District, and South Texas Astronomical Society, keep reaching for the stars and dreaming about the incredible future ahead of us.
And thanks a lot. It was a pleasure talking to you today. And you guys do great things in life. And maybe we'll see you in space one day. Bye from the space station.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
Thank you to all participants. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.